Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, we've got a Christmas fusion around the corner and I'm going to help you prepare for that fusion. I've heard a little whisper. The patch is coming on the 8th. Don't tell anyone. I've heard a whisper and I'd imagine the fusion's going to be a week after that. So we've got about 2 and a bit weeks, I reckon, to prepare for a Christmas fusion. And you can get a lot done in 2 weeks. So don't feel like, I'm a low spender, blah, 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 I can't do it. Actually, anyone can get some good rewards out of this fusion if you start preparing now. So before we go into that, 2 things. Every second week on a Sunday, so every 2 Sundays on Twitch, Hell Hades TV, I give away an account takeover. It's currently the only way I give away account takeovers. So let me just show you my channel. Hell Hades TV on Twitch. You can come in, hit the follow button, and then you will see when I go live. Also, if you just kind of want to know about when I go live and stuff, there is a Twitch panel underneath underneath my about page, which gives you the times that I go live for your time zone. So in terms of, for me, it's in 7 hours time. But basically, I go live 5 nights a week, the same time every day. So come and catch me there if you'd like to have a chance to win an account takeover. The second thing is, if you're watching my YouTube videos all the time and have not yet subscribed, which is half of you, by the way, please hit the subscribe button. It is totally free. So I'll show you a different channel here. This funny fella, Hell Hades Incarnate, is a second channel of mine. If you go in and hit subscribe, you will be more likely to see when my videos go live. They'll come onto your YouTube feed. If you go full on sexy time, you can hit the all button with the bell, and then you will actually be notified when I release a video. Okay? So that means it will come up in your kind of top section on your feed like this. It'll be up here that I've released a video, and then you will see it easier. It doesn't cost you anything, but I would love to get to 100,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I'm currently at like 94.5 or something, so we're really close. And if just everyone that watched my videos regularly hit the subscribe button, I'd be at 120,000. So crazy. Anyway, let's get into fusions. So we know already that Pixniel is going to be the fusion in December. I mean, I'd say from her skills, she looks like a pretty decent champion. I don't think she looks like a broken Torman or a Sonic type of broken. She feels like a Shiramani type quality legendary champion, like at least a mid-tier. She will be very strong in the Doom Tower. Without doubt, she will be extremely strong in the Doom Tower. So she is someone that is really relevant. But even if you don't feel like you're ever going to get a legendary fusion, the epic that's part of this, Akkad, the Wenderin, I think is going to be quality as well. So you've got an AoE, chance to freeze, or if it doesn't freeze, it does an HP burn. That's a really strong ability for an epic. There's only one other epic in the game with an AoE burn, and that's Ultimate Gaelic, and he's quite hard to activate. So this dude might even be the prize for a lot of you guys, which means you still need to prepare for the fusion. So let's talk about it then. What do we need to do? There's a few different areas here. There is always going to be events around shards. There's always going to be events around artifact grinding. There's always going to be events around doing stuff like dragon, spider, blah, 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 like spending energy, basically. That we know there is only 2 new epics coming into the game, which means that 2 of your old epics are going to be part of the fusion. You will need potions to level up these champions and ascend them to the right levels. And yeah, so what should we do? Let's go through them one by one. The easy one. The easy one, in my opinion, is silver. So there's now a number of ways that you can start to gain silver in the game. The absolute best use of your energy for silver is Spider. There's not a better use of your energy to get silver back than Spider in the game. Basically, if you grind out campaign, then you would get about about a third of the amount of silver per energy that you get for your artifacts from Spider. Any other dungeons as well basically comes nowhere near the silver gain that you get from killing the spider. Normally I just two-shot that, which is this could be a sad run. But yeah, so you get nothing like the same sort of return for one of these bad boy artifacts, 52k for 16 of your energy. And that's as like a worst case. It can go up to 100k. So what you should be doing right now, like I've been doing, is farming spider with your energy. You'll notice there's also a spider event going on right now, so it's even better use of your time. But farming the spider and selling off pieces which are not relevant to you. The easy ones to sell off is like this. If it's an attack ring, but it doesn't roll anything to do with attack, it's gone. If there's an attack amulet, then it's gone straight away anyway. They're just no good. If you don't need 5-star gear anymore like me, then that's straight gone. But if you do need it, check and keep pieces that are worth keeping. Don't just keep it all because you've ground it out. If there's a crappy piece, get rid of it and start to stockpile your silver. What you will find is, for an artifact event, we've just done one actually, which was quite an easy one. But for a full-scale fusion artifact event, this was up to 6.5k. I did this very quickly. You normally need about 15 million silver to do one event. And generally for these big fusions, there's 2 throughout the scope. That's what you're going to be thinking, like, you're probably going to need a good 20 to 30 million silver banked to be able to do this effectively. So farm spider is one way to get silver. Another way is the forge. Wow. Who is sleeping on the forge? So basically, anyone who's rolling gear in the forge should be looking for 5 to 6 star, at least 4 to 5 star. There shouldn't be a single person out there that is rolling 3 to 4 star gear with the hope of keeping it. If you're doing that, you're playing the game wrong. Okay? None of this gear is strong enough at 3 to 4 star gear versus just going and getting yourself some 5 to 6 star gear somewhere else. So let's check out this resilience set, which is bad anyway. Okay? Let me just make sure I know the rules here. So the resilience set, I think, is the only one that uses this piece. Yeah. So it's the only one that uses this piece here. Everything uses this piece. But I can roll for 1,000 silver, this piece here, and I sell it for 8,000. If you were at the casino, you'd be, this is unbelievable, the amount of money I've just made. I've times my money by 8. Roll again. Times it this time by 17. Yeah, the forge is a great source of silver if you can be bothered to do it. These ones here, these low bob ones, let's just see. I do need some of that. Is it the same resource? No, I don't think I need that same resource on the main ones. Bam. Goodbye. Goodbye, that resource. 11k. Yeah, you just got to sit here, I don't know, while you're eating your breakfast or something, and just use the forge to your advantage. Or stockpile your forge items for when the fusion comes out, and then use it as a top-up. But, you know, the chances are swift parry, 4 to 5 star gear. Again, it's not using the same... Is it using the same hammers? It is using the same hammer, so I wouldn't waste it there. Deflection. Who's using deflection? Just make sure it's not using that same piece. It does use a percent. Okay, so it's pretty much the weak source version on all of them. The resilience, I think, uses that. Yeah, so pretty much just farming out the weak version on the like 3 to 4 star pieces is where your silver gain is. Plus, obviously, if you just want to roll the high roll stuff like this, I mean, I've got tons of this resource now from Faction Wars. And then if it's not good, just sell it on. If it's not a good piece like this, bam, just made 50 odd K silver. Job done. Moving on. So the forge is actually quite a good silver area. And to get those forge items, you have to be doing Faction Wars every day. You should be doing it anyway. You should be getting glyphs every single day. So if you're not, full on you. Even if you are coming in and think, I haven't got much time, I'll just set an auto clicker running level 1. Get yourself level 1 glyphs. The funny thing is, you know, even if you get level 1 glyphs that you don't want, let me just do this. even level 1 glyphs are actually useful on kind of faction war champ gear. So kind of like, why wouldn't you do it? But you should be pushing as high as you can, get as many resources from faction wars as you can to top the forge up. So in terms of silver, I think that's covered that one off. Let's go into shards. Now, anyone in the game, literally anyone that's played for more than 2 months, you should be on Brutal Clan Boss. You should be pushing yourself to have a team now that can hit Brutal. I did it on my free-to-play before I got all the man-eaters and stuff. You just want a decreased attack champion. You want poisoners like Kales, Frozen Banshees, and then you want speed. If you've got those 4 things, you stack your defense up and get yourself into Brutal Clan Boss, and you will start to earn shards. Okay, you will also earn brews, which we'll get onto in a minute. Ideally, you're on at least Nightmare, because at Nightmare you start to get Sacreds and you start to get Void Shards on a pretty regular basis. And if you're doing that, then you will start to stockpile shards for events. Yeah, I bought some stuff over Black Friday, but I'll tell you what, I've earned since the last big shard pull that I did, I've earned about 6 Sacred Shards from Ultra Nightmare and Nightmare, and I've earned a butt ton of Ancient Shards, tons of them. I haven't bought 200, so I've earned a ton of shards just from my daily grinding out the clan boss. You can also save your Bazaar points. And Bazaar points you could use for Ancient Shards, Void Shards, or Sacred Shards. To be quite honest, the only things I've been buying from the Bazaar are the accessories and the Drexar fragments. And I don't do it day in, day out like I should do. You should do it as well. I don't, because I find 3v3 quite boring. But if this is your best form of kind of resource to get yourself some shards, then, use it. Use it and buy the Ancient Shard. Every time you get 1200, you'll get well over 1200 a week. Even if you're on bronze, even if you're in the lowest area of the game, you can get these shards. You could also get chickens to rank people up if you wanted. So shards, basically, there's not that many ways to do it. The other thing which you should be doing on a day-to-day basis is your daily quests. Daily quests help you stockpile silver. They help you stockpile energy to go in and do some more of that silver grind. They help you get a few gems along the way, and they give you shards. This is a no-brainer, really, but you should be doing this day in, day out to get yourself closer to those next shards and to earn those rewards. Same sort of thing here with the chicken. There's really no excuse not to do all of these daily events every single day. They give you forge items. They give you more keys to go into faction wars. They give you gems. Stockpile your gems now and don't be wasting them day in, day out. And that gets us really to the next point around energy. So stockpile gems. Stockpile gems. Stockpile energy refills if you've bought any. Stockpile some of the different quests now that start to come through. So there are events in here like fight the classic arena 150 times. Don't collect the reward now. If you've not done this yet, I have already. If you've not done it yet, don't collect the reward yet. Save that energy refill for when the fusion lands. Any of the energy refills that you can hold, so a week before the fusion lands, start to not collect these until the last possible minute and save it for when the fusion hits. Yeah? It's just a no-brainer. Stockpile your gems day in, day out. Start to consider, do I want to do the events right now? So, do I want to push? Normally I'd be pushing for books in a summon rush. I'm not. I'm saving my shards for the fusion. Try and get yourself the early, easy stuff just with mystery shards potentially if you want those gems or if you want some stuff here. But otherwise, stockpile. Stockpile mystery shards as well. Mystery shards. I mean, you should be in the market every single time it resets and buy up every mystery shard you see. Every time, so let's assume it's just refreshed. Mystery shard, buy it straight away. You might even buy a slicer, the cheap uncommons if you need to continue leveling whilst you hold on to your mystery shards. It might be a better use of your economy to buy the uncommons and stockpile mystery shards, because all of these will count towards shard pool events. So I actually just used a load of mine to get my fragments for Berghoff. Yeah, so this was done through mystery shards. I think I pulled like 10 ancients. You know, I did it through the grind of sitting there pulling 10 greens at a time. Boring as hell, but it saved me a load of my high value resources for the fusion. Decide whether you want to do events anymore. So Dungeon Rush Dungeon Dive is always super easy. But things like, if we still got one going, yeah, champion training. Duck out of the champion training unless you massively need to do it. It's a massive drain on your resources to get this done. Duck out and save for the fusion event. You need to decide if you want this guy or not. That's down to you. But classic arena are ones that you just do every time because you just do it with your natural resources. But something like a champion training, duck out unless you have to do it. Don't feel like you've got to complete every event. And what you should be doing right now is leveling up epics that you've got in your vault to level 40. So we know that 2 old epics are going to be in the fusion. We do not know which ones. We don't know which ones. What we do know so far is that there is a Force Affinity epic as a new one and another Force Affinity epic as a new one. Now, if I'm a gambling man, I'd say it's not unlikely that they're going to be all Force. If 2 are, it's not unlikely that they will be all Force because that's the way Plarium likes to play games. But I don't know that for sure. So if you've got Force epics, I would gamble that that's not a bad shout to start leveling some of those up to 40 at least. And what you will have to do, we know already that 2 of the epics are going to be Force. So we know that we are going to need a buttload of potions. And we're going to need it from the Force Keep. So burn a load of energy on your daily stuff in the Force Keep and burn a load of energy in the Arcane Keep and get your potions topped up. People forget how many potions it takes to level these guys up. Epics, if you've got to do rares as well, rares, epics, and then your legendary. It's a lot of resources. You will need a ton of arcane pots. We know we're going to need a ton of the force pots. And then I would say at least get enough to do 1 or 2 rares, or rares and maybe 1 epic worth of other pots. So that's where you should be investing your silver right now. And I hear you say, but how can I do all these things at once? I'm hearing you say it. Hell, Hades, you've gone insane. How do you think I can do all this stuff at once? Get yourself a team that can farm a Force Keep. And it probably, for most people, will be at least a 3-man team, but maybe a 4-man team. So find yourself a 3 or 4-man team that can grind out the keep and the potions, and then everyone else that goes into that fight is going to be your food. The people you're trying to get to level 40, okay? Because you'll level them at the same time as earning silver, at the same time as earning pots for the fusion. So you will be able to come in here and have better use of your energy. Right now, it's all about resource management. Resource management, getting ready for the inevitable fusion that's coming. Okay? So, yeah, the food's going to die. We know that. But hopefully, these big boys will do their job and we'll slam them down without any problem. So, we've earned some silver. Not as much as we would have earned for the same amount of energy in Spider or in Campaign, but we still earned some. We've earned some pots and we have earned some experience. And that's where my energy will go for the next while. Okay, so I think I've pretty much covered everything. I'm not saying fusions are ever easy, and this one won't be either. Every Christmas fusion, apart from Sir Nick when he came out 2 years ago, has been hard. The one for Tormund was tough, but the more preparation you do up front, the easier you'll find it. Especially if there's going to be 2 existing epics in the mix. As I say, guys, come and join me on Twitch tonight if you want a chance to win an account takeover. If you're watching this the day it goes live. If not, follow me anyway. We do them every 2 weeks and you'll have a chance to get in the mix. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and I'll see you in another video soon.